Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today I want to give a shout out to all of you folks at home for continuing to stick by and watch the series, even when it devolves into things like me digging up holes and planting plants, things that should have been done at the beginning of the series. Hopefully you enjoy the new design aesthetic here. But today, we're doing something very important. You see, sometimes when you're dealing with a farm, you end up with refuse, and you've got to get rid of the refuse, and we need a place to dispose of refuse. And I was thinking we could redeploy the old refuse system we had, which was just basically some hoppers, some chests, a trap door, and a composter, right? We're going to redeploy all of this here today, but I wanted to deploy it somewhere in the midst of all of this here, so that we could like easily access it, and then maybe also have a second one in the house, because sometimes I make it inside with stuff that probably shouldn't be in the house, or maybe we should just move it into the house, period. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to figure out what would be best. Nah, it's useful to have a place to dispose of seeds and things around here, because I will be collecting wheat for making more mud as well as for feeding the cows. So maybe this should be here. I'm trying to think about where we would put it, though. My initial thought, and what I was planning to do when I wrapped up yesterday's video, was to come back and just put it right here. Just have the chest be right here in the middle of all of this, but now that I'm down here, I like the amount of walking space we've got there, so I feel like we should probably put it away back here somewhere. This makes sense, maybe just right here at the entrance. I don't like that it's going to be up against the mud wall, but I also don't want it up against the stone wall. We could put it like right here, where it'll be right in between the two. Actually, would that... what about just right there? Like, we just have the disposal be right there. But then how do we get into it? That's the problem, is that we've got to have the trapdoor and everything that goes down into the secret tunnel. So, if we do put it right here, we could also put it, like, back here. But again, it's the same issue of needing to be able to access everything. Do we want to put just the hopper? Do we really need a chest? We might need a chest. Because it kind of comes down to how much items we have. And that's a really, really poor way of saying that. How much items do we have? Maybe don't overanalyze the things that I say. So chest goes there. We're actually going to build all of this back up. Hopper goes here, going into the chest. Composter. Hopper. Right? And then we're going to have our quick access door. That's fine. Yeah. So we'll just have it be right there. So now as we harvest things, when we're done down here in the farm, on our way back out, any excess that we have that we don't need, we can just drop inside of there, and then carry on our merry way. And you might have noticed I haven't finished with my work inside of here just yet. But I've got to tuck all this back away. We ended up with way more dirt than we started with, which typically happens with these projects. But we're actually not done. We're now going to take this opportunity to spruce up this area a little bit. There we go, that's looking better. And then I thought we would go ahead and give these a bit of a buff. At least get the vines to mature status. I didn't necessarily want it to grow a melon, but I definitely wanted to help it along. So there we go, all of our vines are mature, and they will start producing things. Can you bone mill these? I didn't think so. I should be able to bone mill these. Now remember, we're low on potatoes. We didn't have enough potatoes to fully plant, so I figured now would be a good opportunity to come through here and maybe bone mill up some extras so that we can fill all of this in. We're still a little shy. There we go, and we have an excess. Hey, our first beetroot crop! That's fun! I don't know what to do with beetroots. What is actually the use of a beetroot? You can make red dye, or you can make beetroot soup if you have a lot of them. And it's not that good of a food source, and also it doesn't stack. 65% chance in a composter? I mean, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen to all the beetroots and potatoes. Mainly because we're not going to come back by here and do this all that much often. It's going to be nice to have melons again. Remember how for like the first 2 months of the series I was just chomping down on melons constantly? It's good to be back. Alright, let's get our stairs and figure out a little bit of a mess that I left here in yesterday's video. Which is this. Yeah, this is a problem. Now we talked about maybe extending the stairs over here, but I think what we're actually going to do is eliminate the stairs and figure something else out. I think it might be easier to figure out what to do if we kind of figure out what to do over here first. So I'm thinking we definitely need to bring the grass up level with this. Thing is, we don't want anything to make contact with this stone brick wall. Maybe we get rid of the stone brick wall right here, and we do sort of more of what we did up here, where we were using these to hold... Ooh! When inspiration strikes, you follow through, my friends. Maybe inspiration ends up becoming a little bit of a disaster. That has been known to happen from time to time, and that's okay. Sometimes you can tank a disaster and make it interesting. Now we get rid of that, and we replace that with a full-size block. Maybe this is working. I don't know. That goes there. Oh, that's awful. If we're going to do this, we definitely don't need to leave these down here. See, I never really liked this. This never looked good to me to have it be all the way wrapped around like that, because I really do like the way that, you know, the stone bricks look, but it just doesn't look quite as good wrapped... Or, sorry, I really do like the way that the pale oak logs look. I just didn't like the way that they looked when they were wrapped all the way around. But this I like a bit more. No, it looks less like a retaining wall when it's like that. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that comes down here like this. Put back up some grass and things. There we go. And overall... I think it's better? Maybe. Maybe it's better. I'm not sure that it's better. I think this might be worse. What if we do like a hybrid sort of a thing? Where we do that. Honestly, at this point, I'm starting to feel like having that there is necessary. My only concern right now is that the stairs make it look less like this here. We're very clearly not supposed to walk up there. It looks like it's like retaining, right? This looks like an invitation, beckoning you forward. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed to look like an invitation. Although I suppose it could be. We could have that just be another path. Just have it branch off here to another path that goes this way. And then just... Hold on. So we have that come down here. And we have another... Look at this! Look at this! It connects now! Now, if all of this path here was stone brick... be so much, like a much cleaner little transition to just having that all be stone brick. If we replace all of this here with grass, would that look better? Is me trying to have a retaining wall here the real issue? Possibly, yeah. I think the same might be true right here. Pack in some grass, like tall grass, I should say, and you've got this now. This is rough right here. This corner looks so raw and barren that it's not quite right. Maybe it needs to have... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Are we cooking with gas now? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. First off, it's only just occurred to me with the way the path is, that down there really does need to be mud brick. Because otherwise you can see into the cavity there, and that is clearly stone. Somehow, I feel like that saved it. I feel like that saved it right there. And in fact, I'm starting to wonder if we shouldn't just completely get rid of all the stone brick and have the stone brick aesthetic be solely for the house and have all of this down here be the mud brick. Might that look better? Comment down below. Your thoughts on this. What do you think? Because I'm leaning towards a big fat yes on that front. I'm picturing it now. All of this replaced with mud brick. A bit of a hassle to manufacture, no doubt, but would it look better? That's the thing, because like up here, I love the look of the pale oak with the stone brick and everything. This is our house. But this staircase isn't our house, and this staircase has always stood out as being a little bit odd. It's like not connected to anything, and it's not part of anything, and would the mud brick make more sense? Comment down below your thoughts on the subject, but I am late for a family function, so I will be heading out now. Thank you folks for watching. God bless each and every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!